Hey everyone, how's it going? My name is Jay and welcome to the channel. Today I've got some very exciting news for everyone, and because I'm posting this the day after, I'm sure you've all already seen it, but we are getting a new free update for Planet Zoo. This is the 1.4 update and it was it was announced yesterday on Twitter at midday, I think. No, not quite midday. Maybe midday? I don't know. But whatever it was, I completely missed it because I was in a lecture for university and I only found out later in the evening and I kind of had to do a few things, so I couldn't make a video until, this morning. So here's today's video talking about this update and a few of the really cool stuff that is in it that I'm very excited about. Like, right off the bat, seeing this picture, you know exactly what I'm going to talk about first, and that is the fact that this update heavily features aquatics. And by that, I'm not necessarily talking about aquatic animals, but aquatic mechanisms. So first off, we've got this water temperature regulator, which works probably kind of similarly to our water cleaners or our power stations, in the sense that there'll be a little utility we can put down and there'll be a big range around it where it can clean water, and in this sense, it will maintain the temperature of the water to a specific level. But Jay, you might ask, why would we have to maintain water temperatures? We don't have many aquatic animals. We have like a hippo and 2 crocodiles. Well, I will discuss that shortly because I think we might not only have those animals for much longer. So let's keep going. Next up, we also have this new enrichment item, or this new feeder, which is an underwater box feeder. So far only the saltwater crocodile will use this, but just reading that very quickly, it does say that they are keen on adding this to more animals in the future, so perhaps the gharial, maybe the hippo. It's very exciting, and again, I think that perhaps it's not just these animals that are going to be using it. Perhaps we are going to get several more, who knows? Well, let's talk about it in a little bit. But yes, it's just kind of incredible that we're getting something like this, because if you look at this picture, very quickly you can tell there's more than just the feeder going on. First off, the crocodile is diving. Now within the game, the animals so far can't actually dive. They only swim on the surface, which means they've implemented an entirely new mechanism for this to work, for the crocodile to get right down in there and actually swim through the water as opposed to just swimming on top of it. Another very cool thing you'll be able to see in here is of course the fact that we now have more aquatic foliage. All that grass down there, that looks entirely new to me. I could be mistaken, it could just be terrestrial grass they're putting down there, but I think that is some new aquatic foliage and I'm very excited for it because you can just never have too much aquatic foliage. The thing with aquatics right now is that we have like surface level aquatic plants like the lilies, the water lilies, and like the Amazonian Victoria plant, I think that's what they're called. But we don't have any like seagrasses or anything like that, and this looks like we're gonna get some, so I'm excited. It's also nice that we actually have some fish now, even if they're dead. And as many other people have pointed out, if you look towards the back of the screen here and look up towards the top, it seems like there's some sort of floating raft up there, which could be a new enrichment item of some sort or something else entirely. We can't quite tell right now, but again, the fact that there's so much focus on aquatic things in this update is a very good sign. Next up, besides the underwater feeder, there's a quick update about transport rides. I don't often use the transport rides, so this one is less interesting to me. But generally speaking, people who do use the transport rides would definitely benefit from this. It is a new update that's going to implement a new management screen so that we can see all our transport rides in a much more easy, more effective way, so we can make more clear decisions about them. So there's a few different tabs that we will have, and you can see it in the little picture that I've put up here. So that's going to be quite good for people who use the transport rides. Who knows, it might actually make me use them a little bit more as well. So, you know, we can see if I end up using some of that. We've also got a new challenge scenario. If you remember back when the last update hit, we also got a scenario set in Estonia, and that was pretty cool. I didn't play it on the channel, but I did play it just for fun, and I really enjoyed it. I like the fact that we get more of these like unique maps. And this one seems to be set in the Philippines, in Luzon. And I was actually in the Philippines last year, and I think I mentioned before, that was pretty cool because I got to see the taxidermied specimen of the largest crocodile that's ever been found, which was pretty cool. But yeah, completely side tangent there. Anyways, But I know it works because we're talking about the crocodiles, so yeah. But yeah, it looks like fun. Next up, we have the animal talks. Now, this is something I wanted to talk about the other day when it was announced, but just didn't get around to doing it, but felt like it's a good time to talk about it now. So this is going to be quite fun. I think what we're gonna get is we're gonna get these new staff type called educators, and this is like something I've wanted from day one in Planet Zoo, because of course educators are a vital part of zoos. It's so important to have staff that can talk to the guests about the animals. And I think how it's going to work here is we're going to put these little animal talk points outside the habitats, and then the staff will be able to kind of chat about them and like kind of tell people about the animals. And if they're close enough, it seems they'll even be able to toss in some food to kind of attract the animal to interact with them. So that could be quite fun. So I'm very excited to see how that's going to work. And I think it's something that's been quite like missed from the game, and I'm really excited to have it. It's definitely going to change up how I build habitats. I'm definitely going to allocate spots for these animal talks, and definitely I think it's going to be very useful going forward. And here they always add these in like very tiny blurbs at the end, and I think they like hide a lot of info in these ones. So we're getting a whole bunch of new free scenery assets, which I'm very excited about. First up, we're going to get decals. So decals are, I'm guessing, more like two-dimensional decorations, kind of like if you're familiar with City Skylines, and I used to play City Skylines all the time. Decals in that game were just two-dimensional kind of surface textures that you can put down on the surface to give it a bit more interest. So for example, you'd have like a damaged texture for some concrete, and you could put it down on the concrete and make the concrete look damaged. And it would be very cool to see something like that in Planet Zoo. Like imagine if you could make a road look a bit more weathered, or if you could maybe have some decals for like fallen leaves that you could put under a tree. That would be really cool. We're of course getting 2 new paths, which I'm always a fan of. I love getting new paths. We're getting a new queue path, which is the first time we're getting that since the start of the game. And 2 variants to the pre-existing queue paths. So I'm not entirely sure what that means. Maybe we're getting some new fences on them. You know how we have the railings. Maybe we're getting something new. Not sure. We're getting a new font for the 3D letters, so that's very exciting. We're also getting some 2D letters, which is pretty cool, and a range of foliage, which I imagine is what we were talking about earlier. We're also getting a brief little bit of quality of life stuff, which is of course always great. But yeah, I am tremendously excited about this for a great many reasons, but mainly because it is, in my opinion, heavily implying that we're about to get an aquatic themed DLC. So with every free update so far, has come a paid DLC, and this time I think it's almost definitely going to be something along the aquatic lines. I don't want to say for sure because obviously I don't know. We could be getting anything at all. Who knows, this might even be like, you know, the aquatic mechanism now might be in preparation for one further down the line. But I think genuinely that there's a really strong chance that we're going to get something aquatic. I believe there was some speculation being thrown around about otters, seals. Those would be amazing. Penguins? So good. I would love things like that. Manatees, though those might be too aquatic. Of course, I imagine they'll want to stick to semi-aquatics. But that will be incredible. And I genuinely think that's what we're going to get. So yeah, that's just me geeking out about this for like, 8 minutes straight now. So I just want to quickly wrap up, and I want to say, of course, this is going to be dropping on the 8th of December 2020. I don't know why I had to say the year. Obviously, it's not going to drop next year. 8th December 2020, which is only just over a week from now. I expect we'll get an announcement for the DLC, because I'm almost definitely sure we're getting a DLC. We'll probably get an announcement for that sometime in the next few days. And then on the 8th itself, it is going to drop. And of course, I'll be making plenty of content with that. As of right now, I just realized that my current park that I've just started, October Lake, would be brilliant for aquatics. If we do get aquatics, I don't know if we will, but if we do, that would be brilliant for that. So I'm gonna potentially like hold up on releasing new episodes for now, and instead hop back into Sannikov land and build more on that zoo. Just for now, because I've got a little idea of what might be coming. And oh my god, I've just noticed this, but I'm gonna put this right back up now. This first image with the water temperature regulator on the wooden panel. That's a clipboard, and I think that's 2D. I think that's one of the decals. Aha! I spotted that. I don't know if it's actually what that is, but it looks like a decal and I'm gonna roll with it. So that could be an example of one of our first decals, or potentially a new scenery item in general. So that could be that. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you're as excited as I am for this new update, because I am very, very excited, as always, for anything new in Planet Zoo. Like, it's my favorite game. How can I not be excited all the time? So, thanks for watching, guys. Look forward to a new episode of one of my series tomorrow. I might just do a live tour of Sannikov Land, because I know some people have wanted that for a while. So, we might just do that. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.